Hello students, good afternoon. So welcome to AIMS India's live class session. So today our subject is physics subject. So from physics subject regarding a reflection of light we are going to learn today. Actually up to this Saturday we are going to have only the demo classes. So from Monday onwards we are going to give the complete schedule so that according to your textbook from chapter 1 onwards you are going to have the classes from Monday onwards. So then please subscribe our channel first so that you will get the reminders regarding the online classes. Let's start our topic. So before starting the topic of reflection of light, so we have to know the meaning of some basic terms related to the light or optics. Some basic terms we have to know first. So optical medium. So here everybody, you might be aware of the term optics. You might be aware of the term optics. So here, so what is optics? What is optics here? The subject which deals with the study of light is called as optics. So here, optical medium means, so any object which will allows light to pass through it wholly or partially, means either completely or up to some portion, wholly or partially, like vacuum. So that is considered as optical medium. If you or actually what is the primary source of light? So in the entire universe, so the main source of light is sun. So whatever light we are observing on the earth, for that the primary source is sun. So the light, it is traveling from sun to earth. It is traveling from sun to earth. So can you guess the distance between the sun and earth? Can you guess the distance between the sun and earth? So you can post your answers or doubts through the live chat. So we are observing the live chat here. So can you please guess the distance between earth and sun? What is the distance? So it is almost 150 million kilometers. It is almost 150 kilometers, 150 million kilometers. So the light from sun to earth, that 150 million kilometer distance traveled by the light with a speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second. Means the speed of light is very fast. The speed of light is very great. So it travels with a speed of 3 lakh kilometer per second. Within 8 minutes and 20 seconds, it will reach the earth. So it can travel through vacuum and it can travel through the atmosphere. Here the vacuum and atmosphere, they are considered as optical mediums. Sudha, she has answered 150 million kilometer. Very good. So here optical medium means the object which allows the light either wholly or partially. So next, homogeneous medium. If you take the example of distilled water, distilled water means it's not Bisleri water, which is available in the outside shops. So it is a mineral water. It's not distilled water. It's just a Bisleri, Aquafin. So whatever water bottles we see outside, they are mineral water bottles. So here distilled water, in laboratories we make use of this distilled water. If you take the example of distilled water, the chemical composition of the distilled water throughout the water is same. Throughout the water, the composition is same. The molecular composition or chemical composition is same. So that kind of objects or that kind of medium, it is considered as homogeneous medium. Why? Because it is having uniform composition throughout its body or throughout its structure. So that is homogeneous medium. So next, heterogeneous medium. Heterogeneous medium. If you take muddy water, if you take muddy water mixed with stones, all kinds of unnecessary things, muddy water. So if you take the example of muddy water, in the muddy water, the chemical composition is not uniform. It is not uniform. At different portions, the composition will be different. So it is not same through entire medium. So these kind of objects we call them as heterogeneous mediums. Heterogeneous mediums. So transparent medium. Transparent medium. If you take the example of window pane, some of the window panes. So what we can do, we can see the object which is on other side through the window glass. Through the window glass means the glass material, it will allow almost most of the light energy through it, so that we can observe the object which is on the other side from this side. So this is an example of transparent medium. So here, why we are learning about all these terms? Because before learning about light, or before learning about properties of light, we have to know some basic definitions. So then only we can apply the concepts of light in the later topics. So translucent medium, tissue paper or packing cover. Through tissue paper, we cannot observe the objects clearly. Why? Because it allows light partially. It allows light partially. What is the meaning of partially here? Partially means only up to some extent. It allows only some light, not complete light. It allows only some light. It is an example of translucent medium. Opaque medium, bricks, wood. Through bricks or through wood, light won't pass from this side to that side. If I have a brick here, if I pass light from this side, this light I cannot observe on the other side. I cannot observe. Why? Means this brick, it do not allow the light energy. So this kind of objects, they are examples of opaque bodies. Next, point source of light means size of pinhole. With a small pin, if you make a hole, the size of the hole is very small. So that size is considered as size of pinhole. Or size of pinhead. That pin will have head, that size. So it is called point source of light. So actually, whatever topics we are learning in that, so whatever light sources we will consider, all to be considered as point sources of light. So not the bigger source of light. We have to assume all of them, they are point sources of light. So somebody is asking optical medium. So what is optical medium? So optical medium is any medium which will allow light either wholly or partially, either completely or up to some extent. Next, extended source of light means bigger source of light. So actually, what are the sources of light? We can take the example of sun. Sun is a source of light. Tube light, candle, glowworm. So glowworm is a kind of insect which will release light during night times. So it's a man-made source of light. So candle is a artificial source of light. So in the source of light, bigger sources like bulb, fluorescent bulb, like the sources, they are considered as extended sources of light. So next, ray of light. So what is ray of light? So the direction in which light is moving. It is considered as ray of light. The direction, or we can also call it as path. path along which light travels. Path along which light travels, it is called as ray of light. So beam of light. So the collection of rays. This is one light ray, second light ray, third light ray, fourth, fifth, like this group of rays. Group of rays, it is called beam of light. So already all these basics we have learned in 6th and 7th classes. So that's why I am not taking examples here. So beam of light is called collection of rays. Collection of rays. So there are some kinds of beam of lights. Parallel beam of light. So if the light rays parallel to each other, they do not cross. So then this group is called as parallel beam of light. Parallel beam of light. Otherwise, some light rays, they are coming from distant source. They are coming from distant source, and they are appear in such a way that they are all meeting at a point. They are all meeting at a point. So this kind of beam, this second kind of beam, it is called as convergent beam. Convergent beam. So divergent means from a point, from a light source, all the light rays will start and they will move in such a way they are moving away from each other. They are moving away from each other. So this kind of beam is called as divergent beam. So here, what is beam of light? Can anybody answer? What is beam of light? Beam of light. Beam of light means collection of rays or group of rays. So how many kinds of beams of light we have? We have three types of beams of light. One is parallel, second one is convergent, third one is divergent. So what is parallel? So light rays travel in such a way that they never cross with each other. They never touch each other. So that is called parallel. So what is convergent? They will come from a distant source. They all look like they are traveling and meeting at a point. They are traveling and meeting at a point. So that is convergent. So what is divergent? They start from a light source and move in different directions away from each other. So that is divergent. In this way, we have three types of beams of light. So any doubt on this? Any doubt? Do you have any doubt on this topic? On these terms? Somebody asking what is the difference between 7 and 8? So here 7 means point source of light. Means the source of light is very small, such as pinhole. 8 point extended source of light. Extended source of light means the light source is bigger than the point source. Okay. Okay, I think now it is clear. Let's go to the next slide. So, line of sight. So, in second slide, we are going to learn about line of sight. So, without light, there would be no sight, because in dark room, if we enter into a dark room, if there is no light, can we guess the objects which are in the dark room, or can we identify them? We can't, because the room is completely dark. There is no light. We can't observe anything. So when there is no light, there is no sight. In the same dark room, if we switch on the light, then we will be able to observe all the objects which are in the room. So for our sight or for our vision, so light is very important. So light is a kind of energy which make the things visible, but it is invisible. Here light itself is invisible. Light itself is invisible, but it makes the things visible. So without light, there will be no sight. So, so actually, we can see any kind of object when the light from the object travels to our eyes. Suppose if we have an object, so light has to fall on the object. From the object, light again has to travel to our eyes. So then only we can see the object. If light do not travel in such a way, we cannot see the object. So it may be a luminous object or it may be a illuminated object, but light has to travel. Suppose one boy is there, one boy is standing here. He want to observe another boy. He want to see the boy. So for seeing the boy, this line of sight is very, very important. Line of sight is very, very important. Means in what direction we are seeing, in that direction only we can observe the objects placed in that direction. Suppose this boy wants to see the head of the second boy. So he has to see towards his head. He has to see towards his head. Means his line of sight, his way of looking should be in a straight line towards his head. So then he can observe his head. Or else if he want to see the foot of the boy, so then he has to see downside. If the line of sight is downwards, so then he can observe his chappals, what kind of shoe he is wearing, like that he can observe. So for the sight, this line of sight also very, very important. Or the first boy want to see the image of the second boy, not directly, but inside the mirror. In what direction he has to see? In third case, his line of sight should be like this. His line of sight should be along the another straight line. So then he can observe the image of that boy in the mirror. But how the image is formed inside the mirror? How the image is formed inside the mirror? In the room, we are having a light source. We are having a light source like bulb. Light source like bulb. From the bulb, light rays are coming towards the second boy. That light rays again traveling towards the mirror. The mirror is reflecting back the light. So that's why the first boy is able to observe the image of second boy inside the mirror. Means the light coming to the object, going to the mirror and coming back to the observer. Means the light rays coming to the observer. So that's why he is able to see the image of the second boy. So for seeing any kind of object, so line of sight is very, very important. In what direction we are seeing, so in that direction we can observe the objects. If I am observing frontwards, I cannot guess the object which is on my back, because my eyesight is not back side. So my eyesight is facing towards my front side. So this line of sight is very, very important in the case of vision. So when the light ray, suppose if we switch off the light, we cannot see the person or we cannot see his image. For the view of object, so light from that object, it has to travel to your eye. So direction of sight is very, very important. It is considered as line of sight. So direction of our sight is considered as line of sight. So next we have to understand the formation of image. So is there any doubt in this slide? Somebody asking what is luminous object. So luminous object means, so the object which will emit light, like sun. Sun is a luminous object. Candle is a luminous object because they will produce light either by themselves or by artificially they will produce light. So that's why they are called as luminous sources. Whereas if we take the help of the example of moon is not a luminous object. It just reflects the light coming from the sun. So anybody else? What is a luminous object? What is a luminous object? This doubt is cleared. Okay. Illuminated object means the object which do not emit any light, like wood, book, or pencil. These objects, they do not emit any light, so they are called as illuminated objects, luminous objects. Okay. So next we are proceeding to the next slide. So after the end of the topic, we are going to explain the doubts. In the meanwhile, if you have any doubt, you can raise through the live chat. Reflection of light. So actually here, in the previous example, so here the mirror is sending back the light. The light is falling on the mirror and it is sending back the light. Actually, this process is called reflection. About that, we are learning now. Reflection of light. So actually, reflection of light means it's a process. It's a process through which light rays falling on the surface of an object are sent back into the same medium. So means light falls on a surface, sent back to the same medium. That process is called reflection. So which kind of objects show this reflection property? The objects which are shiny, which are having shiny nature, like glass, or which are polished in a smooth manner. This shiny or polished surfaces, they reflect more light compared to dull or unpolished surfaces, like a wall of a room. So the reflection property is shown mainly by the shiny or polished surfaces, not by dull or unpolished surfaces. They will also do the reflection, but shiny surfaces, they will show most of the reflection. They will reflect most of the light. So this will reflect only some amount of light and also in different directions. So actually this silver metal, it is the best reflector of light. So that's why we will design plane mirrors by taking one glass sheet and depositing a thin layer of silver metal on the back of the glass sheet. So actually plane mirror. So daily in what we will see our face, that plane mirror, it's a combination of two surfaces. First they will take the glass sheet, backside of it, it is coated with silver metal. Because silver metal is the best reflector, and again that coating is protected by red paint. If you take any one glass, if you open that wooden frame, you can see you can observe backside red paint. If you remove that, you can observe how a plane mirror is made. You can get some idea. Okay, so the reflection of light means process of sending back light into the same medium. Suppose if I have a rubber ball, if I throw rubber ball to the wall, so what happens? The rubber ball will come back to my hand. In the same way, like a rubber ball, this light ray also, when it hits an object, it comes back into the same medium. So that process is called reflection. So this is what objects show this reflection. The objects which are shiny and polished, they will show most amount of reflection of light. So what is an example of shiny or polished surface? So this silver metal is the best reflector. So what we can do, we can take a plain mirror, glass sheet, we can coat with silver metal, and we can protect with red paint. So this plain mirror acts like a reflector. So I am having a light source here in the room. So I have taken a glass sheet. I have taken a glass sheet here and coated with silver metal. These lines, assume that they will denote silver metal coating, like the plain mirror I have taken, and one object is there, apple I have taken, and one observer is there. So here we have four things. This is the bulb is the light source. Bulb is the light source. Mirror is the reflector, light reflector. Apple is the object, and boy is the observer. Here we have four kind of things. Now, when we switch on the light, it will emit light rays in all possible directions. So some of the light rays will hit the apple, and from there the light ray will come to the mirror. So the light ray is touching the mirror at this point. So this point we have to consider as point of incidence, shortcut POI. This point we have to treat it as point of incidence. So the light ray is touching the mirror or getting incident on the mirror in this direction. So this light ray, so at this point we draw a perpendicular line, straight line to the mirror. So this perpendicular line is called normal to the mirror. So this light ray with the normal makes some angle, let it be theta. Greek letter theta. So this ray is called incident ray. The ray which is coming from apple and touching the mirror, it is called incident ray. It is making some angle with the normal. That angle is called angle of incidence. Let it be 30 degrees. Means the apple is hitting the mirror with 30 degrees angle. So what happens to that incident ray? As per reflection laws, this light ray went back into the space because it is coming from air. It is coming from air medium and touching glass surface, touching the glass medium and going back into the air medium, going back into the same medium or bouncing back into the same medium. How? This is the reflector ray. The ray which is hitted back, this is the reflector ray. With what angle it is incident, with the same angle it will be reflected back. Means with 30 degrees it is coming, means with 30 degrees it will be reflected back, and this line is called reflector ray, and this angle is called angle of reflection. Means the angle between the reflector ray and the normal, it is called angle of reflection. So in this way reflection process will happen. So this reflector ray is reaching the eye of the observer. If we continues to see in this direction, if this direction is extended, so where is that? How this line will travel? If we extend, it will travel in this way. Means the observer thinks that the apple is here. The apple is here. So the image, actually the apple is here, but he is observing through reflector ray. Reflector ray if it is elongated, it is in this direction. So the observer will feel that the apple is here, but not here. So that's why it is not the actual apple. It is only the mirage of the first apple. So that's why it is called as a image. So that's why it is called as a image. That's why it is called as a image. So the image is formed behind the mirror or inside the mirror in the same way. In object is in what way? In the same way, image is also formed at the same distance. From the mirror, object is at what distance? At the same distance, image also will be formed. Suppose if the observer is not here, he is here. So then what happens? This light ray falls here, he will see the image. The observer, one observer is here, another observer is here. For them, the position of image may be different. The position of image may be different. The position of image may be different. So, is there any doubt in this topic? Is there any doubt in this topic? Okay, somebody telling, can oil paper act as translucent medium? Yes, if we dip paper in oil, so after some time, through oil paper, if we see what happens, we can see the other objects which are on other side. So oil paper acts like a translucent medium. Somebody asking, what is point of incidence? Point of incidence means the light coming from the object, it will hit the mirror at one point. It will hit the mirror at one point. So that point is called point of incidence. So somebody asking normal. What is normal? What is normal means the 90 degrees line drawn to the mirror. The 90 degrees line drawn to the mirror at the point of incidence is called normal. It's called normal. Normal. Okay. This is about reflection of light. So let's see the terms. Incident ray means light ray falling on the surface. The light ray, this red color light ray falling on the surface, it is called incident ray. Next, reflector ray means the ray bouncing back. This green color ray bouncing back into the same medium, it is called reflector ray. Point of incidence means the point at which incident ray is hitting the glass plane mirror. It's called, this point O is called point of incidence. Normal ray, perpendicular, this blue color dotted line, perpendicular 90 degrees line drawn to the plane mirror at the point of incidence. Is called normal ray. Angle of incidence, angle between incident ray and normal. This portion is called angle of incidence, and its symbol is I. Angle of reflection, angle between reflector ray and the normal. This portion, this green color portion, it is denoted by the symbol R. Reflector ray symbol is R. So these are the basic definitions regarding the reflection. Okay. So along with that 6 basic definitions, we also have some more definitions like glancing angle. If you observe here, just now we have told that this is the angle of incidence. Means the angle incident ray with the normal makes some angle. This portion makes some angle. This is angle of incidence. But this incident ray with the mirror, not with the normal, with the mirror. So here AB is the incident ray, BD is the mirror. With the mirror also it is making some angle, let it be theta. So that angle is called as glancing angle. So that angle is called as glancing angle, GLANCING, glancing angle. Not only incident ray, this reflected ray BC also with mirror BE, it makes some angle. Not this one, not this delta, this small angle theta, this small angle theta. This is also considered as the glancing angle. So the glancing angle means the angle formed by the either incident ray or reflected ray with the mirror. So this I and R angles are made with the normal, but this theta angle made with the mirror. So glancing angle means angle made by the rays with the mirror or with the plane surface. Next, so angle of deviation also is there. Delta, angle of deviation symbol, delta symbol. So here, what is the meaning of deviation? Means changing its path. The change in the path is called deviation. So actually, the ray is coming like this. The ray is coming like this. The ray is coming like this. If there is no mirror, it has to go like this without any deviation or without any change in its path. It has to go in a straight manner. If there is no mirror, why it is changing its path? Because there is mirror. There is mirror, so that's why it is showing deviation. That's why it is changing its path. Now the question is, by what angle it is changing its path? So that angle is known as angle of deviation. So that angle is known as angle of deviation. Means the angle changed by the light ray. This is the actual light ray. Because of mirror, it went like this. So this is the change in angle. This is the change happened in the angle because of the mirror. So this angle is known as angle of deviation, denoted by the symbol delta. Denoted by the symbol delta. Means, so this angle is made by reflector ray and the extended incident ray. So here be careful. This part is called incident ray. The part AB is called incident ray. BF is called extension part. We can call it as extended incident ray. So here the angle is made between reflector ray and extended incident ray. So this angle is known as angle of deviation. Okay. Is there any doubt on this topic regarding glancing angle or angle of deviation? Somebody asking what is the glancing angle. So once again I am repeating. This is the plane mirror. This is the angle of incidence. So this is the incident ray. This is the point of incidence. At the point of incidence, we can draw a normal. This is called normal. The incident ray with the normal, it makes some angle. It is called incident ray. I, symbol is I. After reflection, it will go like this. This is the angle of reflection R. This I and R are made with the normal. This is the incident ray. This is the reflector ray, RR. Here, glancing angle means, suppose this is a B This is C and this is D. Now here BC is the mirror or plane surface. The incident ray with the mirror also it will make some angle. So this part is considered as I, but the other part with the mirror, this angle is considered as glancing angle. The reflected ray also with the mirror, it will make some angle. It is known as glancing angle. So if there is no mirror, this light ray will go like this, instead of like this. So instead of like this, it is going like this. So this is the change in angle happened because of the mirror. This is known as angle of deviation delta. Angle of deviation delta. I think it's clear. So okay, let's see the next topic. Next topic. So laws of reflection of light. Let's take a protractor and attach mirror. This is mirror. Attach mirror at one end of the protractor. Take one laser light. We have taken a laser light here. So now through 60 degrees, you can do this experiment at home. You can take protractor on a wooden board. You can take protractor standing on the wooden board, or you can take mirror. You can take mirror standing on the wooden board. You can keep on the protractor touching that mirror. If you pass the flashlight through 60 degrees, you can observe that it will reflect back through 60 degrees. This is the incident angle with 60 to 90, 30 degrees difference is there. Angle of incidence is 30 degrees. It will reflect with the same angle of reflection with 30 degrees. If you observe here, this difference is 60 to 90, 30, 90 to 120 also 30. Now if you place the laser light here at 40 degrees, now 40 to 90, what is the angle? 50 degrees. If you observe, the reflection also happens like this. The reflection happens with this angle, 90 to 140. It is also 50. With 50 degrees it is coming. With 50 degrees it is reflecting back. Next, through 20 degrees. If we pass the laser light through 20 degrees, so this 20 to 90, what is the angle? Incident ray and mirror. What is the angle? Almost 70 degrees. 70 degrees. How it is reflecting here, from here to here? Means from 90 to 160. This is also 70. With 70 degrees it is getting incident. With 70 degrees it is reflecting back. So from this small experiment, what we can prove? Angle of incidence I is always equal to angle of reflection R. I is equal to R. This is called law of reflection of light. Law of reflection of light. This is the first law. And one more thing. This incident ray, this normal N incident ray IR and incident ray reflected ray RR, all are lying on the same plane. Suppose on the wooden board, if you do the experiment, you are passing incident ray on the wooden board. Normal is also on the wooden board surface. Reflected ray also on the wooden board surface. On the same side of the surface. All the rays will lie on the same side of the surface. So this is called second law of reflection of light. Like this we have two laws of reflection of light. Two laws of reflection of light. Okay, it's almost 2:45. The timing is going to be completed. So okay, so up to now we have learnt about basic terms So next, reflection of light. So next, laws of reflection of light. This laws of reflection of light, we have only two laws. So one is angle of incidence is equal to angle of reflection. By this small experiment you can find it out. Even second law also you can prove by that same experiment. So actually from past 3 days we are conducting the live sessions. All our live sessions recorded videos are in our website. If you go to our website aimstoday.in, 1 minute, it is taking time. If you go to our website aimstoday.in, there live classes menu is there. In that menu on second date we have posted all the videos which we have done live classes yesterday. On first date also all live classes are there. You can go through the live classes. And one more thing, in Google Play Store we have Aims Today app. Aims Today app is there in our Google Play Store. You can install the app. In that app also we have all these videos we have uploaded. And if you subscribe the YouTube channel, immediately you will get the notification. So thank you students. Thank you for watching our video. Please subscribe our channel and press the bell icon for receiving latest updates. So let's meet. I'll meet you in the next video. Thank you.